Okay, so welcome everybody to today's webinar, which is 4 steps to building a killer Instagram content strategy with minimal effort. I'm so excited to be here chatting to you all today. We're just going to run through a few housekeeping things before we start. So this webinar should run for about 30 minutes. There's going to be a 10-minute Q&A at the end, so you can type your questions during the chat box in the chat box for the duration of the webinar, and our lovely moderator Trevor will get back to you, and I'll answer all the questions at the end. Don't worry if you have to leave early, as the webinar is going to be recorded, and you will receive the recording by email after the webinar, and that will have the discount code in it too, so you won't be missing out on anything if you need to leave early. And lastly, this webinar is about social media, so make sure to take a selfie, write a tweet, put me on your story, and don't forget to tag us at Iconosquare and use our hashtag Iconosquare. So I'm just going to start by introducing us and our product and what we do, in case you're not too familiar with Iconosquare, you've never used it before. We're the market leader in Instagram and Facebook analytics tools. We've got 7 years of experience as one of Instagram's first official partners. Our mission is to make every social media manager's life easier. So I hope that that is music to your ears, and that's what the webinar is going to be about today. So today I will be helping you to save time and build a great content strategy with and without Iconosquare. So without as much as possible, but I hope you'll be interested in our product when you see how much it can simplify your life. But my role is in customer education and not sales. So this webinar will be focused on delivering educational value whether you decide to buy or not. So without any further ado, let's move on to what you're going to get out of this webinar. It should deliver knowledge about which key metrics you should be tracking on Instagram to help you grow as a business, tools you need to create reports to inform your strategy and impress your boss, which content to prioritize, and content creation hacks to save you time and effort, and the truth about how much easier all the above is to do when you have Iconosquare. And last but not least, there's going to be an exclusive deal for all you webinar watchers today. We're going to be giving away 30% off our Pro and Advanced yearly plans. The promo code will be revealed at the end, and you'll also receive it by email along with the recording. And the code will be valid until the end of July, so don't worry, there's no rush. You don't have to buy before the end of the webinar. You can just sit back and relax and enjoy. So just before we get started, I just want to introduce myself. I'm Gemma. I'm the customer education lead here at Iconosquare in Berlin. I'm responsible for keeping all our customers up to date and educated, not just on Iconosquare, but on social media in general. I love cat videos and I love bad puns. So if you have any good cat videos or any bad puns, please put them in the chat box too. This is my first webinar, so hopefully you'll bear with me through any technological blips or other errors. And if there are any questions I don't get to, or if you would rather ask privately, you can email me at gemma@iconosquare or reach out to me via Instagram DM at Gemma O'Leary. So as customer education lead, I'm constantly communicating with our users, and that's how I know what challenges Instagram users are facing today. So I'd like to think that I know why you're here. If you're here for a different reason, or if I got that wrong, please let me know in the chat box. I'd love to get some information about you guys. But some of the reasons that I came up with that you might want to learn how to create a killer Instagram content strategy is that you're managing one or more Instagram accounts and it's all getting a bit too much. You're kind of flying blind on Instagram and spending too long creating content with no confidence about what's actually working for you. And you know that Instagram's really important, but you don't have the time or resources to build a coherent strategy that delivers clear return on investment. And I hope that by the end of this webinar, all that is going to change. Also, as we all know, all of these problems only get bigger when your job is to juggle multiple Instagram accounts and your problems start to multiply like Instagram rabbits. So that's why I'm seriously not going to bore you with any complicated stuff today. The goal of this webinar is to save you time and to make your life easier, which is why I'm going to teach you how to build a content strategy in 4 easy steps and how to take plenty of shortcuts along the way. And our journey on the webinar train today is going to mirror the journey we take when we create content on Instagram, which is from creation and publication to retrospective analysis. So we're going to start today with the first step in the content journey, which is content creation. And I'm going to show you how to cheat when you haven't got the time, skills, or resources to take and edit prize-winning pictures and videos. So I probably don't need to remind anybody why you need to create quality content. This is Instagram, obviously. It's a really visual platform. People are engaged by what they see, and if what they see is below average or low quality, they're just going to keep scrolling. They're not going to engage with your content. Also, the algorithm favors consistent posting. So whether you're posting once a day or 3 times a day, just keep that up and try and post consistently. We would recommend posting at least once a day also to keep your content top of mind for your followers. And you really need to have a strong brand voice and a cool aesthetic to kill it on Instagram. You really need to, Instagram just reached 1 billion active users. So if there was ever a time that you had to stand out, it's now more than ever. So hopefully I'm going to help you with that a bit today. But obviously, it's very easy for me to say that you need to create quality content. There's a lot of obstacles, roadblocks, problems with that. Some of them might be that you're a small or one-person team and you don't have enough time to create quality content every day. You might work for an agency and your clients don't send you enough to post daily. You're not a professional photographer, you don't think your skills are advanced enough. Or like us at Iconosquare, you're trying to promote a non-tangible product like a software. You can't just take pretty pictures of the clothes or shoes in your shop. You're trying to promote something that at the end of the day doesn't really fit a traditional Instagram aesthetic. So, oh, sorry. So the truth, my first bit of advice is to allow templates to save your life. So the truth is that you can get quality content from other sources if you don't always have time to create your own. And some examples that we've used here at Iconosquare are Canva and Bengage. You can see on the right how we actually used a template from Canva to create a post to promote this webinar. They're really great for special offer posts, inspirational quotes, or asking your followers a question. Basically, any post where the text is kind of the main point, so you don't want to hide the text in the caption. You want it to like stand out and be the main part of the photo. Obviously, don't overuse them because you obviously need a good mixture of templates and original content, but they're a real lifesaver when you're stuck. And I'd recommend having some kind of on reserve and ready to go in case of emergencies. So I'm just actually gonna give you a quick tour of the tool that we use here at Iconosquare to create templates, and that's called Canva. So you can see here, you can click on, they have like multiple different social media posts to choose from. So I'm just going to click on Instagram posts because that's why we're here today. And you get loads of free layouts. You can just click through them there and they'll appear on the right side of the screen with text, loads of pretty backgrounds, very aesthetically pleasing. So basically you can change the text, say anything you want. This is an example of the inspirational quote thing I was talking about. So I can just change it to say Iconosquare webinar. You can change the color. You can change the font. It's probably not a very good color. Yeah, so you can change the font. You can change anything you want. You can really like mess around with it and have fun. And even if you're not a designer, which as you can tell, I'm not, it's still really, really easy to use. And they have a free plan that's available for everybody. But on the business plan, it's really cool because you can upload your brand colors. As you can see, we have the Iconosquare blue and white, your brand fonts and your logos to easily insert into any templates. And we really recommend keeping your feed consistent, having a theme, introducing your brand colors and fonts as much as possible. So it's really easy to do that with the business plan. And you can see here how we did it for the free webinar post. You can create multiple different ones after each other and then compare them to see which one is the best, which is really good. So we really love Canva. Another way to add great content to your feed with minimum effort is to harvest UGC. So for anybody who doesn't know, UGC stands for user generated content, and it's essentially content created by other users. So generally not other brands and businesses, but usually your followers or other users posting content within your niche. In terms of advertising and marketing, 77% of consumers trust UGC more than traditional branded content, and effective UGC can generate almost 7 times higher engagement than traditional branded content, and it saves you a ton of time, effort, and money. So if you're not using it yet, you should be. And I just decided to use to show you a little example of a brand that uses UGC really well. That's Warby Parker, the American glasses brand. So this is one of their branded photos, which is very aesthetically pleasing, beautifully shot, and it's involving a model. Obviously, they had a photographer, they had to have probably a designer and somebody with really great editing skills. Probably cost quite a lot to shoot, but it got them 1,385 likes, which is not bad. And now on this slide, I have some user-generated content that Warby Parker posted, and they pulled this from their tags and mentions, and they reposted it with a funny caption. It's just one of their followers who's bought a new pair of glasses from them and has taken a selfie and tagged them in it. And they've tagged the original poster, so now it will show up in her followers' explore pages and getting them even more engagement. So their followers get to feel validated by one of their favorite brands. And as you can see, Warby Parker got almost twice the likes. So everybody is a winner. And it's totally free. The good news is that finding UGC is really, really easy, especially now that you can follow hashtags on Instagram. So make sure you follow your brand hashtag and others in your niche. You can do that just by searching a hashtag on Instagram and then clicking the follow button. You can also keep an eye on your mentions like Warby Parker did. You can check out the explore page to see what's trending in your niche. If you're just a small brand starting out and nobody's really using your branded hashtag, it doesn't necessarily have to be a post where somebody's tagged your brand. It can just be like some cool inspiration that you got from another account, or just something that you think will look really good in your feed. But all with the very important caveat: never repost someone's photo without asking permission, usually via DM, and then crediting them in the caption of the post. That's just basic manners and Instagram good etiquette, so make sure you do that. Another really easy way to find UGC is using Iconosquare's advanced media search tool. So I'm just going to quickly give you a little demo of that tool. It's actually one of my favorite parts of our product, and it's loved by a lot of our biggest customers. Customers like Air New Zealand and Gymshark love using this tool because it enables you to find and repost UGC really, really easily. So what you do is you'll enter a hashtag here in the top bar. So I've just entered our brand hashtag, Iconosquare. And then over here, you can filter by multiple different criteria. So say if you only want to find videos to repost, or you only want to find carousels, you can flick between those. You can add a minimum and maximum number of likes and comments. You can specify words or phrase in the caption, and you can add a mention, which is probably the most useful one, because then you'll only find content that includes your brand mention. So that's one I entered here. And then the best part is that when you click on a media, you see the little repost icon appear down here. All you need to do is click on this, and your repost will be emailed straight to your inbox and also saved on your Iconosquare media library, which we're going to take a closer look at later. So as you can see, advanced media search makes a very specific UGC search very, very easy to do. Just going to jump back to the slides. So just to recap, with advanced media search, you can search for UGC via hashtags, add multiple different search criteria, add your handle to the search, and send the media directly to your email or media library to repost. So now that you have your store of quality content with UGC and templates to fill in the blanks, posting it to Instagram is the next step. So there's a lot of options for managing and storing your content. A lot of people use free apps like Planoly or Unum to plan your feed. Unum's really, really good. And then you can use Dropbox or Google Drive for storing your content. And then a lot of people use the Notes app to craft and save the captions. And then you'll copy and paste them into the Instagram caption field when it's time to post. Yeah, that's a lot of apps. But that's okay. Some people don't mind juggling a few apps. And if you have that workflow down to a fine art, that's cool. But if you're a minimalist like me and like to organize all your tasks in one place, you probably want to use an all-in-one tool like Iconosquare to plan, store, and publish your content and captions. So I'm just going to jump back to the tool and give you a quick tour of our scheduler. It's one of the main features of Iconosquare. This is the media library, which I mentioned before. You can see my little repost got sent straight there, and it's actually got the original poster's handle in the bottom left right there, so I don't even need to credit them in the caption. It's pretty good. You can upload from Dropbox, Google Drive, OneDrive directly from your computer, and then you can also label your media so you can categorize them and find them even easier if you have any specific campaigns or different content types going on. So then for the scheduler, one of the really cool things here are the little yellow stars that you can see in the boxes. This is the calendar. This is where we're gonna plan all of our content publication. And these indicate what your best time to post is based on engagement that your posts would have gotten in the past. So it's kind of like a tried and tested method of when your users are most likely to engage with your posts. So if I click new post, then you can see I have the option for a single post, which includes a photo or video or a carousel, and a story. So you can schedule every single type of Instagram post from Iconosquare, a single post, a video, a carousel, and a story. So all your content management all from one place. We're just going to choose a single post for today. You can keep it simple. So down here, we've got all the media from my media library. Going to click this one, click next. Just going to keep it on the square probably. Nice Instagram fit. Press next, and you can type your caption here. You can also add a saved caption. This is especially good if you have a list of hashtags that you always use. Just got one that says, "It's me, Jama." You can insert the caption. Oops, sorry about that. You can also add hashtags that you've used before. They'll appear at the bottom here, which is pretty good. And then this is kind of the greatest thing about our scheduling tool, I think, this little box here that says automatically post to Instagram. So if you tick this, it means that your post will be posted automatically to Instagram without you having to receive any notifications on your day off or at the weekend. And that's only available for single image posts at the moment. So posts like this one, a square photo. So I'd recommend setting those for the weekend if you just want to relax and you don't want to be bothered by any notifications. You know, who does? And then really excited about this to show you this new feature, which hasn't even been released yet. So it's coming in the next few days. You guys are the first people to see this, that you're going to now be able to add a location directly from Iconosquare and tag a user in the image as well. So I'm just going to tag myself. And then you just click schedule and we're ready to go. Yep, there we go. And now if I click the Instagram preview, I can see what my feed is going to look like with that photo added to it before it even posts. So if you don't think that it looks good or that it doesn't fit with the aesthetic of your feed, you can preview that and make the necessary changes. So just to recap, you can store and categorize an unlimited amount of content in the media library. You can schedule photos, videos, stories, and carousels all from the same calendar, and you won't be bothered by any notifications on your day off. So moving on to the third stage of the content strategy, which is analyzing. There's no point in producing quality content if you're not tracking or analyzing it. So a clear idea of what's working is the most important thing. You already know where to find this information in Instagram Insights, but there are so many different metrics to track that you're probably a bit confused, like this pug. You probably don't know exactly what to prioritize. And one of the questions I get the most is, which metric should I be focusing on? Which metric is the most important? And usually I say it depends on your personal KPIs, and that's true because most social media managers have overall goals to achieve with their Instagram strategy that's in line with the objectives of the business. So that could be to drive traffic to the blog or increase sales. But what comes first is really how well your content is performing, because if you're getting no engagement on your content, then you're not getting any clicks on the link in your bio, and nobody's going to be splashing their cash on your shoppable post. So as I'm letting you in on my secrets today, I thought I'd let you in on the magic metric that I always use to determine somebody's account health in seconds. And that is engagement on reach. You may have heard that engagement rate is the most important metric, and that definitely used to be true, but engagement rate, which divides likes, comments, and saves on your post by the amount of followers that you had at the time, only tells you how many people engage with your content out of the number of followers that you have. But as we all know, with the new algorithm, the chances are not all of your followers actually saw your post, and they probably didn't even get a chance to engage with it. So it's not a very accurate calculation of how well your content is doing. But engagement on reach only takes into account how many people your post reached, that is, how many unique users saw it. So it's far more accurate representation of how your content's performing. So here's the exact calculation. Likes, comments, and saves on your post divided by the number of accounts you reached with your post, and then that's multiplied by 100 to get a percentage. And your post with the highest engagement on reach should be considered your best performing. And you can base your posting strategy, you can be pretty confident that that's the kind of stuff that your followers like. But the very annoying thing is that Instagram Insights doesn't offer engagement on engagement on reach as a metric. So how will you get it? Well, I've just shown you how to do the calculation, so I'm going to leave it on this side so you can write that down. And so you can do it the hard way, the kind of old-fashioned way, calculating Instagram metrics can be called old-fashioned. You can go into the content section of your Instagram Insights on the app, sort your media by engagement, note the reach for each one, do the calculations for each post, and then make a spreadsheet, enter the numbers, and go forth and conquer Instagram. So there's nothing wrong with calculating things this way if you have time and if you just love Excel. Some people do. Some people are crazy. However, there are definitely some drawbacks to relying on Insights to manual calculation, to Excel spreadsheet method. There's no doubt it's time consuming. It involves maths, and if you're anything like me, you probably go out of your way to avoid doing even the simplest maths in your day-to-day life. None of the data is exportable, and you're limited to your phone, so you're gonna get square-eyed staring at an iPhone screen for 7 hours a day. So you're gonna end up spending ages on this. And as this webinar is supposed to be about saving you time, I wanted to highlight the time-saving benefits of investing in a dedicated Instagram analytics tool, which can make the process of gathering all your analytics so much easier. So this is all about saving future you from stress by thinking in the long term, but still kind of taking shortcuts, not needing to do all of this work yourself. Let somebody else do it. So with Iconosquare, you can get the average engagement on reach magic metric score for any time period, as well as all your post-by-post analytics on every post and story. You can rank your media by the most engaging, the most reached, and the most commented on at just a touch of a button, and you can export all of this data as well, which I think is one of the main things, not having to do all of that manually. So I'm just going to jump back over to the product again. I'm just going to show you the overview page, which is where all of the main metrics live. So as you can see, this is for the last 30 days. There's a really handy little date picker here where you can juggle between what time period you'd like to view the stats for. You can also see I have all my social profiles up here and my different Instagram and Facebook accounts. So if you're juggling multiple accounts, like we talked about at the start, it's very, very easy to hop between them and get the same data for all of them. So you can see our most recent posts and stories, engagement rate. And then down here, this is where it gets really good, in my opinion. You can see the average engagement on reach for this time period. And then if you click on a post, and then you click this little squiggle, you can see all the analytics just for this post: engagement on reach, reach rate, saves, comments, likes, even how many likes this post got every 30 minutes, which is pretty cool. Yes, I chose this one because that's me and I'm vain. And you can also change the way that you're viewing this. So I think we're at the moment viewing by least engaging. So you can sort by most and least liked or whatever, which is really good because you can, you know, you can find out what's performing well and what's performing not so well. So if we go sort by most people reached, it's this one, and the little icons change as well. And then the best part is that all you need to do is press this little arrow. You'll get a CSV export that you can export to Excel, and all the media will be sorted by whatever criteria you decide in this section. So it's really, really handy. And this is something you can do for every major metric. So whatever your KPIs are, you'll find it really easy to monitor and export the relevant analytics. Oh, sorry. So by now you're probably thinking, okay, she's told me how to find my engagement on reach, and it's really bad. It's really low, and how am I supposed to know what to do to improve? Isn't that the point of, you know, watching this kind of webinar? So I get this question so often, and my answer always surprises people. Just ask. Seriously, ask your followers. There's so much pressure on social media managers to know what's going to perform well on social media, but the truth is we're all learning through trial and error, and asking your followers what kind of content they want to see is not a faux pas, it's just smart. Engage in meaningful conversations in the comments on your posts, which will also increase your engagement, hot tip. Or do what we did here and use a story poll for a really quick and easy insight into what your followers want to see. If you're promoting a software, for instance, you could ask if they'd rather watch a short demo video on your product or see some behind the scenes fun at your company. I think it's pretty cool that Instagram has given us the tools to ask these questions, and that we should all be taking advantage of them. And someone tell people here that they missed out on a great webinar. Now we've covered how to create, publish, and analyze great content. But the truth is that no good content strategy can succeed without consistent, detailed, and effective, and I know everyone's going to hate this word, reporting to track trends, performance growth. All social media pros know that data is at the heart of the industry. But digging into data and creating your own reports is so boring and can take away from the time that you want to spend creating quality content and crafting great captions. So what do? Automating your reporting process is really the only way to balance analytics of your strategy in the past with planning for the future. So for the last part of this webinar, I wanted to show you how you can create automatically scheduled, super detailed, easy to read reports with Iconosquare. Because with all the data that we can track on your content, followers, hashtags, and more, it's literally so easy to keep on top of what is usually the most dreaded part of any social media manager's job, reporting. Because let's face it, if you're a social media manager, you're probably hired for your creative way of thinking and ability to create great content, not because you have a data brain. Let us have the data brains. So I'm just going to quickly show you how easy it is to create reports with Iconosquare, and that's going to be the last thing that I'm going to show you guys today. So this is the exports and reports section of our product. So to set up a report, you just come over here and click create new export. You've got the option to choose between XLS and PDF, and the PDF reports are actually only available on the advanced plan, but you'll be getting 30% off that with the discount code at the end of this webinar. So just in case you're interested, I'm going to show you those at the end. We're just going to look at an XLS for now. So you can select what period you want to create the report for. So you can schedule daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly reports. So I'm just going to select last calendar month. Send report via email means that the report will be sent directly to your inbox. My email is already entered automatically into the recipient's box, but maybe I also want to share my report with my manager. So I'm just going to add his email address as well, and then it's going to go automatically to both of our inboxes. You can also select your time zone, make sure it's correct, and then click schedule. Frequency automatically every month. So I'll receive every day on the first of the month for the previous calendar month, and then you click create. And it's that easy, guys. So I'm just gonna, obviously this wouldn't be very good if I didn't show you what the report looked like. So we're just gonna jump over to that XLS report, and I'm gonna show you all the data that you can get. So the monthly summary is basically kind of all the most important metrics gathered into one. And I think that the best thing about the reports is that it gives you the percentage growth versus the previous month on every important metric. So it's actually so easy to see at a glance whether you're improving or declining in success, because you don't even have to add up the numbers, subtract, do all of this stuff. It's all here in this column, so it's really, really easy. My media, then you can see all the media that you've posted during the month with the caption and all of the post by post analytics that I already showed you guys, and you can do the exact same thing for stories as well. And all the reports live down here in the exports and reports section, and you can filter them by monthly, weekly, and daily. And I'm just going to quickly show you the PDF reports as well, just in case that's something that you guys are interested in for the advanced plan. They're really aesthetically pleasing. They're really, really good for if you have to share a report with a client, if you work at an agency, or if you want to do a presentation for your team or your boss. It just looks a little bit prettier than Excel, as you can see. So it's quite nice. So just to jump back to the slides. Oh no, where are they? Oh, there they are. Oops, sorry, bit of a delay. Okay, we've reached the end of the webinar. And now hopefully you have all the building blocks you need to create an amazing content strategy that gets measurable results. On this slide I've just summarized what we've learned today. So working with templates and UGC to make quality content creation easy. You can organize, preview, and schedule your content all from the Iconosquare scheduler. Focus on engagement on reach, track your content's performance. Don't forget to ask the audience, like in Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, what they want to see. And reporting is boring but necessary. So let us make it easy for you with automated reports. And finally, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. It's the discount code. The code is webinar18, and here's a quick reminder of what it involves. 30% off our Pro and Advanced yearly plans, which are already 25% cheaper than monthly billing. That's a total discount of 55%. It's valid until the 31st of July, and you can visit this link to buy a plan now and enter your code in the box at the checkout. I hope from what you've seen today that you're as confident as I am that Iconosquare has the capability to solve most of your Instagram woes, at least, and make your content planning and reporting a lot more efficient. And if you want to try before you buy, that's fine by us. Go to our website, pro.iconosquare.com, and click start a free trial to get 14 days free. So thank you so much if you've stuck around this long. I've really enjoyed today, and I hope you have too. As I've said, you can contact me at Iconosquare, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram by searching the handle Iconosquare. Now for some questions.